Maybe you've heard that there are differences between coding and programming. Maybe you thought that they are the same thing, but they are really not. One is so much more essential for you to excel at your career, and you need to know the reasons why. So let's jump in and get started. Before anything, we need to establish the clear understanding of what coding and programming really is. Coding is the process of writing instructions in a specific programming language for a computer to understand and execute. On the other hand, programming encompasses a broader scope with things like design, planning, and implementing software solutions. For most people, this will still sound pretty similar, so let's dig deeper. Coding is like building individual bricks. You are writing lines of code without necessarily looking at a bigger picture. Programming, on the other hand, involves constructing the entire structure out of those bricks with some sort of strategy. This encompasses problem solving, logical thinking, and the application of programming principles to build robust and efficient solutions. So a good way of thinking about the two of them is that coding is a subset of programming. So now that we more or less understand the differences between the two, let's dive in and talk about why it's important to know the programming principles. Like I said before, programming principles help you a lot to work and develop your problem-solving mindset. This will allow you to break down a very big and complex solution into smaller pieces and see how you can effectively manage them together. Secondly, programming principles can help you a lot to develop logical thinking and analytical skills. Looking at the bigger picture and trying to piece together all the little parts of it really challenges you a lot. All of these skills that you will learn from programming principles can be highly applicable not just in programming but in other areas of your life. So let's move to the last point, and that would be that programming allows you to create transferable skills. All the skills that you will learn from programming principles can be applied in various domains. This will allow you pretty easily to transfer from one programming language to another, perhaps change the framework or even the whole area of programming. Programming principles are just so universal that you will find the use for them everywhere. And now let's talk about the benefits of why you should learn programming principles. Firstly, understanding the programming principles makes it easier to adopt new technologies and learn new programming languages. Instead of being overwhelmed with learning and understanding new technologies, you will already have the base foundation to help you easily understand certain concepts and use them effectively. The second point is that programming principles will help you to create innovative solutions. So by knowing the fundamental programming principles, this allows you to approach problems with more creativity, think outside of the box, and create unique and effective solutions. And this will definitely set you apart in this highly competitive industry. Another advantage of programming principles is that they enhance the collaboration and communication skills. Working in a team always requires effective communication and coordination. By following programming principles, this allows you to write code that is easy to understand, that is modular, maintainable, and this has a huge effect on the productivity of your team. Also, if everyone on the team knows the programming principles, it is much easier to communicate because everyone understands what everyone is talking about. Finally, programming principles open up a world of career opportunities for you. It is not a secret that the demand for skilled programmers continues to grow every day, and by learning the programming principles, this will allow you to become a valuable asset for potential employers. This is because these principles will allow you to create high-quality, scalable code that meets industry standards. Also, since we brought up coding, let's talk about how programming principles will help you to write better code. By focusing on coding but forgetting to apply programming principles, sure, you can have a working solution, but it would be hard to maintain, scale, and do other things with it. So therefore, it's not enough to know just coding to write good quality code. Now, let's actually talk about the specific ways that programming can help us to improve our code. One aspect of it is architecture and design patterns. By understanding them, you will be able to create solid foundation for your projects. This involves designing specific parts of your project or applying the architecture for the whole project itself. This has so many aspects to it, from building single parts of your project to looking at the bigger picture of your architecture to seeing how various elements will communicate with one another. There's so much to cover and there are so many things to learn. Another way that programming principles can enhance your code is to make it more maintainable. They teach us how to write clean code with proper naming, with appropriate structure, and many other aspects within it. Not only does this reduce the number of bugs within your code, but it highly increases the collaboration and efficiency within the team. The last thing that we're going to talk about today in terms of programming principles is how they enable you to enhance your code performance. By learning about various algorithms and data structures, you will be able to increase the speed of your project as well as reduce its memory. This in itself will result in better user experience and easier scalability. It is very important to optimize your project right away in the very beginning, because as it grows, the harder it becomes to do so. So there you have it. Now you know the differences between coding and programming and why it's important to learn programming principles to improve you as a software developer and enhance your career. In this video, we briefly talked about things like architecture and design patterns. That's why in the next video, we will talk about what you need to learn to become a better programmer. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe for more. Have a good day and see ya.